welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a review for you, and I'm going to be reviewing two different concealers that I've heard from a lot of people are supposed to be dupes for one another. And the concealers that I'm talking about are the Tarte Shape Tape, which of course a lot of you guys are already familiar with this. This is a very iconic concealer that a lot of people love. It's very high coverage, it's very long lasting, super smooth, it's super pigmented. And the other concealer that a lot of people claim is a dupe to this is this one by Makeup Revolution, and this is called the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. All right, so let's talk about price for a second. So the Tarte Shape Tape, let me just go on the website, I believe is $27 at Ulta. So you could pop into Ulta in the United States, costs $27. If you live overseas, you will have to order this online from the Tarte website. This one, the Makeup Revolution, which you can also, I think in the United States, you can buy them at some drugstores. I think it might be also Ulta. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not actually from the United States, but you can also purchase it from their website, and it costs $7 US. So when you think, okay, well, 27 versus 7, well, you're saving yourself $20. But here is where it gets a little bit tricky, because with the Tarte Shape Tape, you get a lot more product. On the bottom of the Tarte Shape Tape, it says it contains 10 milliliters of product versus the Makeup Revolution, where you only get 3.4 milliliter of product. To get the same amount of product from the Makeup Revolution as the Tarte Shape Tape, you would have to buy basically around 3 of these to get the same amount of product as you do with Tarte. So then that ends up working up to $21. So it is actually $27 versus $21. However, if it's just a concealer that you just want to test out and you're not sure, then yeah, this is only $7, but you are getting a lot less product. So if it's a product that you're going to be repurchasing over and over, then you really have to think about the cost difference, ounce to hour, fluid ounce to fluid ounce, or milliliter to milliliters. That kind of puts things in perspective, because when I originally tried this and I was like, oh, this is only $7, but you're getting a lot less product than the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to try both of these and show you guys my results, and I'm also going to check in at the end of the day so that you can see how it worked out and how it lasted and all that kind of stuff. So keep on watching. All right, so let's get into the product test. Now, I had to think a lot if I should do this over top of foundation or just directly on my skin, because normally I do the concealer after I've applied my foundation. Just for the sake of this test, I'm gonna do it, first the concealer and then foundation, because I think then you can see the immediate result a little bit more clearly. On this eye right here, I'm gonna do the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, this is in the shade Fair Beige, and honestly, I feel like it's a little bit too light for me, but the thing is, I had to order this online. I can't just go into an Ulta store and try them out, because we don't have Ulta here in Switzerland. If I'm ever in the States and I go to Ulta, I'm going to check out the shade range. My face has gotten a little bit of color already. All right, so I have just dotted it on, and I'm going to take a beauty blender and just kind of work it in. Now, I already have my eye makeup on. Like, this is really light on me. Like, that's kind of crazy light. As you can see, this really kind of brightens that under eye area. It really highlights as well. So there's the Tarte Shape Tape. You can see it really kind of concealed that area very, very well. And on the other side, I'm going to be using the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. This is the shade C3. I ordered it again in 2 shades. I have C1 and C3. They're very similar, these 2 shade ranges, like there's not a huge difference. I think for this one, I'm actually gonna use C3. It's a little bit darker, and it also has a little bit of that pink tone. And I'm just gonna I used the beauty blender on this side for the Tarte Shape Tape, so I'm just gonna use the other side that's still, like, there's nothing on there. Kind of put the same amount, so I'm not like putting less on one. And just apply it. Now, from the feeling of just applying it, they do have a very similar type of feel. I mean, just putting it on like that, I feel like the results are very, very similar. I feel like the Tarte Shape Tape, like this is the Tarte Shape Tape side, just does a tiny little bit better job of covering. Like, I feel like this is just a little bit thinner in the pigmentation, like it's just a little bit less coverage than the Tarte Shape Tape. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with foundation on the rest of my face. And then I am gonna use powder. Like, I mean, I use powder with all my concealers. And I'm just gonna use the MAC setting powder. And I'm just going to use a little brush and set both sides. Now I'm not gonna bake or anything like that, but I do need to set the concealer. All right, so I've zoomed you guys in as close as I can with my camera so you can kind of see the different results. It looks very similar. I mean, it does look very similar. Let's not be totally unrealistic here. It does look very similar. I think the Tarte Shape Tape side looks a little bit smoother than the Makeup Revolution side. It looks just a little bit more even, I think. The coverage is very, very similar. The Tarte Shape Tape side looks just a little bit nicer, but you know, like I feel like here in the crease part, like this part is kind of creasing more than this side. I don't know, that's just the reality when you don't have, I don't have any fillers, I don't have any Botox and stuff, so that is just what your skin looks like. You know, I've thought about doing the tear, I think they're called tear trough fillers, but I don't know, I don't really think it's totally necessary. All right, so I've just gone ahead and finished up the rest of my makeup, and I just wanted to give you guys an overview of how everything looked. Just as a reminder, this is the Tarte Shape Tape side, and this is the Makeup Revolution side. Now, looking up close, like I don't know if I can scoot you guys in a little bit more, it looks, both sides still look good. Like to really be totally fair, you'd have to do like a blind test and not know which concealer is which, but I feel a little bit like the Tarte Shape Tape just has a tad more coverage. Like, I don't know if you can see, but here, just like right there, I feel like I can just see the darkness coming through there a little bit versus on this side, I can't really. Yeah, I mean, the results are very similar. This side, I feel is just like a little bit darkness coming through on that side. This is the Makeup Revolution side versus the Tarte Shape Tape where there isn't anything coming through at all. I think Tarte Shape Tape is just a little bit more even. Right now, if I had to pick one, if the price aside, if I had to pick one, I would probably pick the Tarte Shape Tape side. I think it just looks a little bit more perfect and flawless and just a little smoother, a little bit more pigmented. 2:43 p.m. so just almost 2:45 p.m. here, and I'm going to be wearing this concealer for the rest of the day and the evening, and then I will check in with you guys at the end of the night to kind of see how everything wears and which side performed better, and then we'll have our final review. All right guys, I am just taking my dog for a walk right now. I feel super glammed up to go on a dog walk, and I'm actually sitting in a cemetery right now. What do you think? This is first time at the cemetery. Now this eye, I have to say, if it's looking a little bit smudged, that is because this eye has been running like crazy. I've been having the worst pollen allergies recently, so this eye has just been leaking water the whole time. I feel like I'm leaking. And I don't have any Kleenex with me, so I can't really like dry it off. So I'm sure like the makeup is looking a bit smudged. So that side is the Tarte Shape Tape. So hopefully that's not going to ruin the concealer, but everything so far looks really good. I think it is wearing really well. I mean, I can only see it here from the viewfinder on my camera, but that's what it looks like at the moment. And I don't know, it's been about an hour or something since I did this makeup. So it looks like in natural daylight. I feel super glam. There's nobody in the cemetery, don't worry. I'm not disturbing anyone. So I'm gonna walk around with my dog a little bit more and then get back home. What do you think of the concealer? Do you think I look good? Should we go on a little walk? Should we walk around a bit more? I went back from my walk and I was caught actually in a little hail storm. So I don't know if you can see, but everything's like still there. I thought the concealer here would be totally worn off because my eye has been all watery, but it's not. And we went to the pet store on the way back. So he got a Kong ball and he's very anxious to get it. You want the ball? Here you go, go get it. Here's the ball. Oh, look at you, you got the ball. I got him a Kong ball. Yeah, are you happy with the ball? This is the Tarte Shape Tape and this is the Makeup Revolution. So let's just ignore the mess in the back, but the concealer still looks really good. Let's see, it's making me look like bug-eyed like that, but it still looks really good. Both sides look really good. I'll have to look at it a bit closer in the mirror. And I'm really surprised because if it looks a bit smudged here, this eye was watering like crazy the whole time. So, you know, with the pollen and stuff. So I thought the concealer here would be totally gone, but it hasn't. Like it's maybe a little bit more smudged than on this side just because this eye was watering. It is now 4:30. Can you see that on there? It's kind of hard to tell. But I will check in with you guys, I think, at the end of the night. All right, everyone, this is gonna be my final check-in. So let's do a time check. So it is 23:48. It's just 10 to midnight right now. Now I've already removed my lipstick and my foundation has worn off a little bit here on my nose. All right, guys, so I'm up close and personal, and I turned down the lighting just a little bit so that it's not, you know, washing me out or anything. So you can see the concealer here. And I mean, it's still there. I mean, both sides are still concealed. Like I said, the foundation is kind of worn off, but my concealer is actually still in place. Let me just grab a mirror. To refresh your memory, this is the Tarte Shape Tape side, and then this is the Makeup Revolution side. And honestly, I feel like both sides still look fairly good. The Makeup Revolution side has kind of cracked a little bit more. Like it's definitely starting to disintegrate. Like, it's hard for me to do this up close, but it's definitely starting to disintegrate down here, right there, a little bit more than the Tarte Shape Tape side. I mean, the Tarte Shape Tape still looks good. There is a little bit of creasing and kind of breaking up of the product that's happening as well. I do think that this side, that process has kind of accelerated a little bit more. And also, this was the eye that was watering like crazy, the Tarte Shape Tape side, and the fact that that didn't really budge the concealer very much at all, I find super highly impressive, because my eye was very watery with the pollen and stuff. So overall, I would have to say my favorite concealer of the two of these is still the Tarte Shape Tape, just because I feel like the result immediately looks just a little bit more flawless. There's a little bit better coverage, and now looking at the longevity, I mean, they are fairly comparable. I do think the Tarte Shape Tape side does look a little bit better than the Makeup Revolution, and for me, the price point is not a huge difference anymore when you compare it to how much product you're getting. So if you're comparing about the same amount of product, it's only about a $6 difference. So for me, spending those extra $6 is worth it. You're getting a very similar result. I don't think you're getting the exact same result as the Tarte Shape Tape, but you know, it is fairly close. So I think both concealers are fairly good. I still do prefer the Tarte Shape Tape just for longevity, and just the way it wears and the pigmentation is just better, I think. I hope you guys liked this review. Let me know if you'd like to see more reviews like this on my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and also let me know in the comments which side you think performed better on my skin. So if you have a favorite, let me know. I would actually love to know what you guys thought of it. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell right beside the subscribe button so that YouTube notifies you of every single video that I post. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!